Hello viewers, here we go, iRace-ANZ Chat Show, live on the air. Thanks for all for joining us, those of you who are here, good to have you on board, and g'day Trent, how are you mate?
I'm very well, good day to everybody who may be watching right now, live or recorded, however you might be joining us in this amazing world we live in.
I think it's going to be an interesting show, mate. And I say that because it's probably not what people expect for our first show. The glitz and the glamour of the show will come in other episodes. So I guess tonight is about introducing who we are, where we've come from in terms of like the show that we used to do, our sim racing background, why I guess we are even doing a show, you know what I mean? So it's raw, it's always going to be raw, there's going to be swearing. If you've got little kids that are listening in, I don't know, put them to bed because it can get pretty crazy. Yeah, so pretty stoked to be back, man. It's been a bit of a long process in the startup, and I think we got a bit delayed in that startup, and that's okay. But we're here now.
We are. I think 2016 is where we left off previously, and yeah, we've obviously been discussing this for a good chunk of this year so far, actually.
Yeah.
And just life happens, and we delayed, but yeah, now the time has come, and we're finally back and shooting the shit and having a chat and just giving each other hell, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Basically, just a big jive show, that's all.
I think a bit of background onto past shows. So we never did a YouTube live or anything. It was all, we just did a recording and uploaded onto SoundCloud and a couple of other like kind of podcast shows, and that was all cool, but it didn't have that interaction with people or listeners or viewers, and well, not that they could view, but I think you get what I'm saying. Having YouTube be live and this side of it, I think gives another element. I'm really looking forward to what we can do as a whole with the show, and we'll cover that off in a little bit. But yeah, I think from memory, a memory came up on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Facebook about the show and one of the episodes, and I jumped onto SoundCloud on my way to work one morning, and started having a listen, and just cracked me up. It was just such a good time, and I think at that time in the sim racing scene, there was some toxic kind of activity going on, and I think the show just created a different element. We all could have a laugh. There was a lot of banter, I'm still going to ask you, Trent, did you ever go back and watch Parody Broadcast or not?
Or I caught it somewhere. Like, I don't think I ever watched full episodes or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure I heard it and watched it here and there. But, we were never a serious sort of show. Like, we weren't like stupid, but like, yeah, it was raw, it was natural, it was just, this is who we are kind of thing.
I think it was good. Like, we covered off like some good some good ANZ series that were quite prevalent within the ANZ community. Like back in the day, we're talking what was the
like early Scops,
Scops was new. Very, very quite new. The
You had a lot of GT3.
Australian Endurance Challenge was going on. There was your Wankel series from memory.
It started off as Smack.
Smack, yeah.
Yeah, started off as Smack, moved into Frack.
Frack.
And then turned into Wank.
Yep.
For WANC for the Wankel engine in the what is it, Star Mazda.
Star Mazda. Which, if anybody doesn't know, the Wankel engine is a rotary engine, and it was named the Wankel, just to get that out in the clear of how the name of it came about, and a bit of throwing around of some names, and came up with a good one there, Trent. That was good.
Yeah, Smack was definitely, like, back in the day, like, it was pretty popular for what it was. We had a lot of good drivers in that series too, which helped, and we had some pretty big splits here and there. We even supported Scops at one point at Spa, which is pretty cool to be invited.
Yeah, right. That. Yeah.
The racing was always really, really close.
Yeah.
We had some really good championships in that. I was very proud of the seasons that we ran early on. I think we ran about 5 seasons of that.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then iRacing had to go and bring out the Formula Renault, which kind of ruined it all.
Did you not? You didn't move into the Formula Renault at all?
We moved to the Formula Renault, and it just didn't have the same dynamic, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car and the way it drove just wasn't quite the same, and it never really stuck.
So could you not go back to the Wankel series? Did you try and go back, or not really?
Yeah, well, that was more it was almost a bit of a piss take type on the name, obviously, like just to try and bring the Star Mazda back. So we just tried to make it a bit fun, and we got some decent fields out of it, but it was never, just lost the drive to host back then.
Yeah.
There was just a few drivers here and there, kind of as it happens, like you said about the toxicity. A few drivers kind of ruined the fun of running the series, so it unfortunately come to an end.
Yeah.
For me at that point. So.
Yeah. Same with the AEC, man. Like, I loved that series and feel that I poured a lot of time, energy, blood, sweat and tears into it. And unfortunate that the participants kind of kept running, making it harder and harder to want to come back and run, which in the end, you're giving up so much time. Like, we were doing endurance races of, anywhere from, 24 hours down to, I think the least we had was like a 6 or 7 hour race or something like that. And it was, you were kind of doing shifts, live race control and that type of thing was only just really taking off. Scops had obviously done like a fair bit, and we had reached out to Mike and Simon and stuff like that, and they gave us a helping hand in terms of like letting us know that we're heading, what we're doing is heading in the right direction in terms of like a race control and penalties and whatnot. And it was unfortunate that it went down the track that it did, but I have flashbacks of wanting to bring it back. I think it'd be great to have back again, but just the time involved in doing it, and we're talking almost 10 years.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been about that.
Like 10 years on in life, and life has changed, right?
Yeah, very much so. Like,
my weekends are now for me and my partner, and just enjoying life and that type of thing, rather than sitting behind a sim on a weekend.
Yeah, like, I'm still married and now I have a 5-year-old daughter as well to go with it. So
it's pretty nuts.
Life has very much changed in those 10 years.
Yeah. So, the show, tonight's show. So, guys, we'll give you a bit about our background. We've touched on it a little bit there anyway, but just who we are and how we're involved in sim racing and where we've been involved in sim racing before, and then we're going to let you guys know a bit about what we're going to do in future shows and how we're going to have them try and unfold. So I'll go first if you like, Trent. I'll go first.
Off you go, my friend.
Okay. So some of you may or may not know me or may not have heard of me. My name's Scott Stevens, and I've been in sim racing for roughly, I'm going to go a solid 22 years. I started on a PlayStation when I found out that you could play, well, not found out, but I knew you could play games on a computer or on PlayStation and whatnot. And I think my first one was the Toka Touring Cars series with the good old camera view on top of the roof. I think that was the duck's nuts to have back then. Good old controller, and then for some unknown reason I gave this online thing a go. I was like, what's this online? How do I get onto there? And found out you needed internet connection and that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, okay. And how does that all work? And found out you actually like race against other people that are also on the game. I was like, oh, this is pretty awesome. And then I don't even know how long that lasted, but I do remember getting some kind of Logitech wheel, and it had like 3 buttons down either side, is all I can kind of remember. And then that was my hurrah into like having a wheel. That was, I think pretty cool back then. It was like comparative to what's out now is like insane. But and then I moved to a G29, I believe they were. G29?
Really? It's 29 a thing? I don't know if 29's a thing, is it? It might be, I don't know.
G29. Listeners, let us know. Is G29 a thing? I'm pretty sure it was a Logitech G29. Sure. It was
I think it went G25, 27, 29.
It might have been so it might have been a G25 then, sorry, or a 24 even. Anyway, something back then, it was cog driven, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, then found out that there was a sim called R Factor, and jumped onto R Factor, and you had tags and all that kind of stuff against your name, and that was pretty cool. I think from memory, one of mine was the Toll HSV DT was one of my tags, because I loved the livery on the Toll HSV dealer team cars, the black and orange and white. Todd Kelly and Gas Tander used to run. That was pretty cool to see or to do. And then I actually got I was doing supercars in the V8s in R Factor, and then kind of got asked to come and join a team, which was JFF Racing, and which stood for Just for Fun Racing, and they were quite big in the R Factor scene. Like they did like league races on a Monday, a Wednesday, and then their main event was the Peter Brock Memorial, which was a Bathurst 1000 event on the awesome mod that was out on the R Factor, and I think we used to get 50 odd entries. Like it was massive, but I think it was massive back then. And then was pretty active in that I call it a club, I guess, but yeah, a league, but a club. was pretty active in it. I was doing paints for people. I started learning how to do paints, and then got pretty involved in what the series should run. Doing the Peter Brock Memorial, setting up that, and met online, obviously, some people that we took, I guess, the club to bigger and better things, which was fun. It was good. It's still going, I believe, JFF. And then a group within us, or within the club, Josh Burden, if you're out there listening, jumped across. I'd started doing iRacing, and I'd said, look, I'm jumping across. I think this is really the next big step, especially over R Factor, and took the plunge to go over to iRacing, and Josh kind of followed in the footsteps and said, if you're going, I'm coming. And our first foray in iRacing was the OSR run by Mike and Simon development V8 series. Jumped on board on that and was doing their driver trainer sessions that they used to host as well, and met a couple of the other guys in that. I'm trying to think of his name, but I can't. But they were very influential in the ANZ. Mike and Simon and OSR were very influential in the ANZ community, and really, I guess, kind of starting something but giving back to the community in terms of the training sessions and how to become a better driver and those types of things. And again, poured quite a lot of time and effort into that. So anyway, that got me into iRacing. We bought the JFF club kind of over and used to run underneath that. And then we had a couple of others come across as well eventually. I think a couple of within the first kind of 6 months, and then a year it kind of built again. And then probably about 18 months it got actually quite big, but there was kind of two groups running under the same banner. I wanted to get out from underneath that, and then did that, and I can't remember if there was an in-between or not. I don't think there was, but then we were looking. No, that's right. We were looking at getting out from under that banner and starting a new one. And I heard in the grapevine that Daco Motorsports was kind of not, I wouldn't say shutting its doors, but was dwindling in participants within that club. And we decided to combine the two of the people who wanted to come along and start our own team, and we started Fusion Sim Racing. So a team that's still active today. Shout out to Fredo, Brock, and Nathan Hubby, who are still over there. Not 100% sure who else is, but they were the three main guys. Oh, Josh is still there, I believe, if he's racing. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, so involved in Fusion Sim Racing and ran that and had some really mega results along with that. And it was good fun. But then for me, it got to the point where I wanted to be more active and looking at I wanted to do like special events and some of the, I guess the bigger championships that were going on and some of the guys within that team, it wasn't their kettle of fish. So after long deliberation with myself, I pulled the pin, and it was a very difficult decision. Like probably one of my toughest that I've made, especially within sim racing, for sure. But I probably need to turn another light on, don't I? I'll do that when you're talking, Trent, next.
Why don't you shut up and I'll take over?
Yeah, I know. Well, it's about background, right? And who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, then moved over to HJR, which is Henry James Racing, who I'm currently with, and having a ball with the guys there. Very competitive within Scops, and the MC Motorsport series that some of us run on a Monday night, which is good. But yeah, great bunch of guys to be involved with and heaps of fun. We can take things a little bit serious, as we've been having chats about within our team group of late, but also know when to have a bit of banter and a bit of fun. So that's a bit of background on me over the last, I don't know how many years, 20 odd years, and yeah, mate, over to you. And while you start, I'm going to try and get over to my door and hopefully not unplug myself. We'll see how we go. Tell us about you.
That's all the time we've got for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. For me, my first real racing type sim game, I guess, would be Microprose Formula One Grand Prix back on PC back in 1992. And that happened to be my first multiplayer game too, via serial cable. Me and a mate had our computers side by side, and we ran a serial cable between the two, and we could run multiplayer, which is pretty cool back in the day.
Wow.
Using the keyboard for controls, no mouse, no joystick or anything, just keyboard. And then just playing PlayStation games as you do as you grow up. I was like 12 in 1992, so through the 90s, PlayStation Tonka touring cars, that was one of my favourites, to be honest. Then we fast forward a fair way, and I was reading an article on V8 supercars back in about 2010, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they had a little article down the bottom, and it said something about iRacing, and I was just like, oh, what's this? So I googled it and found out there's this whole sim racing thing that's had the V8 supercars. I was like, oh, sign me up. So
Take my money.
I basically looked into that, and I'm like, this is pretty good. And Tracy, at the time, she bought me my first wheel. It was like what was it? It was like a Third Earth thing. Like it did the job. Like it was difficult to use, but I had it bolted to the kitchen table. The pedals would slip on the floor, but it got me in there, and I was racing MX-5s and stuff like that.
Yeah. Good old rookie class.
Yeah, the rookie class. I got a few wins with it, so I did all right. And then I think I had a bit of a hiatus. I think I did sign up for the first 3-month plan thing that they offered
the
newbies.
3-month offer. Yep.
Yeah, and then pretty much just didn't use it for probably another 3 years or so. And then got back into it again. I don't know how I got back into it again, but I did. And just flying solo. I was playing with paints and stuff like that, just making my own things, driving the supercar, the V8 supercar, where I met Andrew Gaines at one point along the way. Yeah. He invited me to join his team, and so I drove.
What was Gainesy's team back then? Before we get on to where I'm going with that.
Yeah, iSeek Racing, I think it was.
Oh yeah. The blue and white livery.
Yeah, the blue and white.
With iSeek down the side, I remember that.
Yeah, I think Gummersall, was his boss who was in the racing. I think he's involved with the
Trent Car Masters.
That one. Yeah.
Yep.
Because he even ran that same livery we ran on supercars. He actually ran on a supercar. like in the development series.
Yeah, right.
In real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I drove for him, and then we thought, oh, let's start our own team, and we did. And so GTR was born, Gaines Thomas Racing. We had, like, for a small team that we had like decent success.
Yeah.
Here and there. We were never setting records with results and things like that, but we hung around the top of the pylon for a lot of events that we competed in. And then we sort of expanded a bit. I think we got up to about 8 drivers at one point. Like I said, we were never a massive team, but and then I kept getting harassed by you.
Sorry, mate.
Screw your own team.
I've got to read a comment that's just come up on the chat from one Tracy Thomas. That Tracy sounds like she started it all. Can you confirm or deny this one, Trent?
Perhaps she did. As a wife, she's always been very, very supportive of my hobby.
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Very supportive because it can get pretty expensive when you start buying all the bits and pieces, and not to mention the time that you spend locked in your room.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing your enduros, and pretty much that writes off the weekend.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include all the practice in the lead up to the event either. So,
yeah.
I'm very lucky to have Tracy as my wife. She's always very supportive.
Shout out to Tracy. Thank you, Tracy.
So then GTR, and then I kept getting harassed to leave that team. So you don't need to drive for your own team. Come drive for me.
Harassed, you reckon?
Yeah.
Wow.
What did it take? About 12 months? I
don't know if harassed is the right word. I think.
But yeah,
I think that's a bit. I would like to say encouraging. Encouraging you.
I did end up joining FSR, Fusion Sim Racing, so
you did.
Again, continued on.
Brought Gainsey with you too.
Yeah, I think Gainsey come along as well. He was in there for a little while. That sort of disbanded the team. And yeah, so with FSR, and again, one of those decisions, like you said, where it was time to move on from FSR, and that time came for me as well.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, I think it was, after the Bathurst 12 hour.
Yeah.
Actually, I knew before I attended, so...
you were sweating bullets that weekend, eh?
Yeah. So at the end of the weekend, I dropped the bomb that I was leaving to move to Trick Sim Sports.
Yeah, that lasted a whole while, didn't it, that one?
Yeah, I did have some pretty good success with them for a while. And again, like, by then I'd spent like a lot of money on the sim gear, and when I was even driving in VR at the time.
Yeah.
In the old Oculus CV1, so the very first consumer unit version.
I remember talking about that in one of our other podcast episodes, mate. What CV1 was.
Well, I drove with the DK2 for ages, like the development kit one, where the resolution was like 360 by 360 or something stupid. Like, it was... Yeah, wow. It was horrible. It was really horrible.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the CV1 wasn't that much better. But, I mean, it did the job, like, and all I can say is, like, the immersion that you got from VR was just next level. Like, you almost forget that it's not as pretty, because just the sheer sitting in the sim.
You get caught up in it, hey, in VR. I remember it was you and, I think Gainsey ran VR too, didn't he?
I think he might have for a wee while.
I think it was you two that kind of convinced me, and I found a CV1 cheap on Marketplace, and my main concern was getting motion sickness. I remember getting it home and plugging it in and setting it up, and I was like, I'll give it a crack, as you do, straight away. I think it was like 11 o'clock at night or something stupid like that, but, is what it is. And I was 20 minutes in, I was like, I'm starting to feel a bit, this is no good. And I remember getting up, I went to bed. Anyway, the next day I went and tried it again, and just was doing little bits of time in it or with it on, and then I was like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm into an hour and I haven't got motion sickness, and then I was kind of set. And I went from the CV1 to I got on board with the HP release, and their first release, which was a pretty big step up. But I found that you didn't have everything there in front of you, like what you needed. And it's probably changed a lot. It's probably changed a lot now. But in terms of, like, I wanted fuel numbers or running JRT or even be able to see the button I'm pressing on a control, like a button box or whatever, you were screwed kind of thing. So, yeah, I ended up going back to triples and was literally back on the same lap time on triples within 20 minutes. I was like, oh, hang on a minute.
Because I like the coolest thing with VR was like where my hand sat on the wheel matched exactly where it sat on screen in the headset. Yep. And I remember I'd be driving and I'd like remove my hand to like scratch my chin or something like that, and it was just a mind blowing thing. It was like, why is my hand not moving? It was just so weird. Weirdest feeling. But I was the same as you. I could only spend about 15 minutes when I first started in VR. Because you just do get a bit sick, and then by the end of it, I was doing like hours and hours long, doing enduro races and stuff like that, and it just wasn't an issue. The only issue I had was the heat, so I just had to have a fan like blowing on my face to keep the air circulating. But and then so I went and bought a second-hand HP Reverb G2, I think it was,
right.
Earlier this year. The intent to get back into the sim racing, because I had a bit of a time off. I was off for a couple of years, and so I went and actually bought Bee's Knees computer. Went and spent, again, thank you Tracy, a shit ton of money on a computer to find out that Windows 11 no longer supports mixed virtual reality. So the headset was basically a fucking brick. Like, that pissed me off to no end. Yeah. So again, more money had to be spent. Again, thank you, Tracy. So I went like for my first ever triple setup. So that's now all built, ready to go, and I've still yet to really drive it in anger. I've done like solo practice sessions here and there, but I've not done anything with other cars and stuff around like that.
Mate, do single AI race.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
set them to
thinking
adaptive. It's pretty cool. I've done that a few times. And
because like you were saying about the VR, like when I was driving, like I was getting this weird dizziness, like with the screens
triples?
beside me and stuff. Yeah, with the triples, and I was just like, I didn't think I'd be experiencing this. So so that's the other thing I need to just get in and just start driving, because just to try and get used to it. Like it was just really weird.
I've never heard of that with triples, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I thought. I was like, maybe I'm just fucking weird or something. But because I never the VR. I did adapt to that pretty quickly, so I'm assuming it'll be the same thing. I just get used to it and it'll be fine. Yeah,
I got a story on VR. You were touching on when you had to touch your face or something, and your hand wouldn't come off the wheel. And I can't remember what event it was doing. I'm pretty sure it was a Bathurst, and I've got a feeling I was 3 hours in I was coming up to 3 hours on a stint, and coming down Conrod, one hand, there's no need to hold on with both hands kind of thing. I'm like, Peter Brock is down here with his arm on the window, no dramas kind of thing. And I literally, and I swear to you not, I literally remember with my left hand, I was in a GT3, and I had gone to put my hand on the roll cage and just rest it there. And the first thing that went through my mind was, how come I can't grab the roll cage? What the hell's going on? How far away is this roll cage from me? And then the second thing that clicked was, hang on a minute, my hand's not moving off the wheel. Like, And I was like literally having a moment. I was just like, holy crap, like what's going on here? And then I remembered. I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I'm in my sim in VR. It's okay, Scott. Don't worry about it, mate. You're all good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a bit... how you going? That was?
Yeah, so, and to finish off my story, Trick Sim Sports, and then it just kind of got to a point where I just wasn't having the enjoyment anymore. I kind of wanted to focus on trying to buy my dream car and buy a Mustang for real life.
Yep.
And ended up selling all my sim gear. And 6 months later, 6 months later I ordered it, and it was another 9 months after that before it arrived. And again, with a very understanding wife to allow that purchase. It's obviously a big thing, and I got to live out a boyhood dream basically to own a Mustang. But we sold all the gear, and then this year I just started off with just a G 27.
29?
Oh, must have been a 29. 100%. It was a 29. So 29s do exist because I had one.
At least one of us did.
It was a G29 just on a stand. Like I got it for like $140 or something, like secondhand, which is absolute bargain.
Yeah.
And I started playing GT7 on PlayStation 5.
Gran
So
Turismo?
that's Gran Turismo. Played Gran Turismo because it just come out. Ended up buying a PS4 Pro. Then once the PS5 was available to actually get, because it was hard to get back then, sold the PS4 Pro, got the PS5, got GT7, and did a whole bunch of racing on that. And then after a while on that, I'm like, maybe I'll have a crack at iRacing again.
Oh,
So
got the itch. You got the itch?
yeah, I did. I got the itch, and then the wheel stand just didn't cut it for iRacing.
Yep.
So again, trawling like Facebook Marketplace, whatnot, ended up getting like a Formula GT, the FGT next level rig with the Xbox version of the Thrustmaster T300. I can't remember what it's called. But I got the whole rig with the wheel and pedals and everything for like $600, which like that wheel is like $600 by itself. So
right.
So that was a bargain.
Nice.
And then I did a bit of racing with the old FSR boys, so Fredo and Brock and all them, and Nathan, Huppy. They all said, "Oh, come and join us." And yes, I did for some red pepper racing, and had a ball, even though I was at the back. But that was what it was about. It's just about having some fun, and then upgraded to the triples with the computer after we'd had a discussion about getting this show back up and running as a YouTube thing. So I thought, I'm going to need a better PC. At least that's what I told Tracy.
Right.
So I got a better PC. Again, like I said, the original intent was to run that VR, which I needed to upgrade.
Yeah.
And then the VR didn't work, so I moved to triples and need to try and get back into a regular series. I love the GT3 cars, so maybe I can have a look at the Monday night series that you've talked about.
Yeah.
With MC Motorsports, I think you said it was. So,
yep, GT3 series. Shout
so
out
I might
to
try some AI
Mitch and the boys for that series.
Yeah, I might try some AI events and then go from there.
Yeah. So basically, the main take out of what you're saying is that Tracy, we've got a lot to thank for, because ultimately, had it not been for her and saying, "Yep, Trent, go ahead," we probably would have never come across each other. We probably would never have raced each other.
You could never have I was about to say, and you would have never put me into the wall at Sebring.
And we met at Bathurst 12 Hour, and that was back in the day. That was really good. And we live on opposite sides of Australia. So those of us,
I get more opposite, really.
those that are internationally watching, whole 4 or 6 of you, whatever it is, thanks for tuning in. But yeah, if there's anyone international, yeah. So Trent's on the Brisbane side of Australia, and I'm on the Perth side of Australia, and we're literally quite opposites. But it's something that sim racing has brought two guys that are doing a mutual hobby together, met, got a great friendship that's gone on now, I don't know how long, and will probably continue for like another 20 years or something. Who knows?
That is a good thing about the sim stuff. Like, it's like you and I basically haven't really spoken a lot for the last 10 years. Like, well, no, probably not that long.
10?
Like, hang on, like Matthews is only 2019, so like probably not long after that. So like 2020, 2021, and obviously I think I stepped away from sim racing. What 2021, 22, somewhere around there. So it's really been like 3-4 years that we haven't really like spoken much.
Occasional like reach out and send each other funny crap.
But I mean, but my point is, like, we get into this sort of situation and we're just chatting like we've been doing it that whole time, sort of thing. Yeah, as Tracy said, I bought a new computer and all I've really played on it is Fortnite.
I don't know what that is, to be honest.
How do you not know what that is?
I don't. Is it a fighting game or something?
Yeah, it's like a battle royale game.
Like Army?
No, like it's cartoonish, so it's like it's very popular. Okay. It's very popular. Run by Epic Games. Yeah, it's
epic.
Yeah, it's very epic.
So what needs to happen, mate, to get you more involved in sim racing again?
I just need to get off my ass, and yeah, that's about it. I just got to get myself into that seat. Yeah. I just got to make sure. I had a few finer tweaks I needed to do the rig, make sure I get the pedals where I needed them, and all that sort of stuff. But I don't really like the actual rig I have. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. But I'm not really going to buy another one to just sit there and collect that.
You got to go ask for from the bank, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, like I said, I can sell this one, but yeah, no, there's no point.
Tell you what, I'll just get into it. Marketplace is the best for wrapping up some steals, though, isn't it?
You get some fucking good bargains on there. Like even like that G29 on the wheel stand, like I said, I paid $140, I think it was, for it. I ended up selling it for like $200. So I got it, used it for about 3 months, and then sold it for a profit. That's kind of the way I've done with all my sim gear, to be honest. Like until I got my Fanatec stuff just before I quit. Yeah. Like that was all brand new. Everything before that was all secondhand. Yeah. Everything was all secondhand. So I started with a G25, well, after the third Earth wheel. Got a G25 with this. They call it a hyper simulator, which was just literally like, it was the dodgiest thing you could think.
The wooden seat thing.
Yeah, it had like metal
with a fiberglass seat in it.
No, that's a hyper stimulator. This was called a hyper simulator. So it was literally just a seat bolted to like a what do you call it? Like pipe metal frame type thing.
Yeah, the tube.
Yeah, tube frame.
Tube frame.
It was literally just a tube frame, the simplest of designs. Yeah. And yeah, that sat on my lounge room floor. Where I used a 65-inch TV as my monitor. And that's what I first started with, and I bought that for, again, it was like $150 or something. Yeah. Ended up selling that for like $350, $400, and I got a full next level GT extreme type setup with a G27 wheel for $500. Yeah. And then again sold that stuff, and then so if you want to get into sim racing, like that's how you start. just buy what you can afford, and then when some other bargain comes along, like jump at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same, man. Like most of my stuff that I bought was and or is, secondhand,
Yep.
primarily from marketplace or the sim sale places on groups and whatnot, which
Like I used to have a
can be difficult at times because of scammers out there. So
definitely be careful.
be very warned if you're going to go down that track and do your due diligence around that
Yep.
for sure.
Like,
I've only
like
ever
I used to have
done
a
pay in cash or PayPal.
yeah.
I did just acquire a new item from Adelaide, and it was really hard to buy interstate kind of thing from that. And luckily enough, I had one of the guys in our team, Sean. Shout out, mate, to you, and who actually went and checked them out for me. I did the transfer of my money into his bank, and then he did the transfer into the guy's bank there and then, and done and dusted. And then Sean sorted out getting them over to me and whatnot. So pretty lucky to have that kind of thing available to you. And I think that's where things go more so with like being involved in a team. You've got people in other states that you can kind of go, hey, mate, can you pull a favour and do this for me? And 9 times out of 10, they're pretty, man, like no dramas type thing. So I think that's really, really good to have in your pocket when you need. So
Misha's just sent me a photo. I don't know how it's going to come up on the camera.
It's not coming up at all.
It's not at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's of my original bright yellow simulator thing that I had.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Nah.
Not at all.
Nah.
What a shitty camera.
Yeah.
Can't expect much for $20.
No. Mate, we've almost talked for an hour about us.
Yeah, I think it's probably
so that's fine.
about time to wrap up shortly.
It gives viewers a good indicator of who we are and what we came from and that type of thing. But we should probably touch on what the future of shows looks like, I guess. And we've talked a little bit about this. And so we want to keep with some of our core stuff in terms of we kind of reported in on some of the league events and results and that kind of thing and racing that went on. So, you've still got Scops happening. There's the Logitech Pro kind of Invitational GT3 and V8 series going on. So I think we'll be touching on those. I want to touch on MC Motorsport because I'm involved in it, not because I'm involved in it, but it's actually a really solid series in terms of it's not cutthroat. You don't have to be alien. There's some fast guys in it, don't get me wrong, but just it's just good solid racing throughout, whether you're at the front of the field or the back of the field. And we want to cater for all people, right? Like we don't want to just cater for the guys that are like the aliens and live on Mars and just obliterate everybody with pace. So we want to touch on other series. So I know of the MC Motorsports. I know that there's the V8 Vets V8 series as well. So that'll be probably one that we will touch on. They've got a huge, I think they've got like something like 5 splits within that series. There's that many people over the age of 45 that are racing in it.
That means I can join.
That it's fixed setup, so you don't have to worry about, I need to go build a setup and blah, blah, blah. No, here's your setup for that track. I think it comes out about a week prior to it, or maybe 5 days. Runs on a Thursday night deal. There's a heap of V8 stuff, which is standard ANZ type thing. But definitely want to shout out to any viewers that if you know of a series that you feel we can cover, we obviously we'll try and do our best with it. We don't want it taking up all of the time of the show. But we also want to cover things like, something that may have happened in an event, like in a race or something where it's like, that's pretty poor and, they could have done something different there. And I don't know, not to call people out. It's not about that, but, I think that we can have an opinion on stuff, and it's, bit of our opinion on what should happen. So we've got the sim racing aspect of it. We want to touch on content for sim racing, and it's not just iRacing. Obviously, we're primarily iRacing focused in terms of the sim racing. However, you've got the likes of the Le Mans Ultimate coming on board now, which is getting a lot of traction, like a huge amount of traction. They've got a lot of good stuff going on. They've got a lot of tracks that iRacing don't have. The cars or the physics are pretty good, and they're only going to get better as far as I'm concerned. So there's that, and there'll be other events coming out as well, or other sims or games. But I guess more stuff that's based around simulation rather than gaming. So we're not going to be going. If it's not on PC, it's probably not going to get spoken about. Let's put it that way. If it's on PC and on consoles and stuff, it may get touched on, but it's those higher end stuff that we want to worry about. So iRacing, LMU, Project Motorsport, I think, is another one that's coming out soon. But we're not going to talk Gran Turismo. We're not going to talk Forza, and that's not our stuff. Oh, AMS2, another one. And while have raced it, haven't really raced it online against others. Only just done some like kind of hosted stuff. John Buck Media there in the chat calling that one out. But I know for a fact again, like they've got some really good content. They've just got licensed with IMSA, so I'm not sure if it's out already or not. But they're going to have like a good list of cars and stuff to go forward with. So I think kind of like your main three is iRacing, LMU, and probably AMS2, to be honest. I don't know how RF2 is anymore. Like, I think it's a bit of a dead horse, that one.
Yeah, I'd suggest so. And also on that, so we'll talk about series content. Let's probably talk about things that we believe should be in the content. Like safety cars and road courses, that sort of stuff. Like that's just an example.
Yeah.
We want to talk about stuff that we'd like to see incorporated into the game. Yeah. We'd like to see something incorporated in the game, so we'll have discussions around those sorts of things too. But there will be also an element of some real-world racing as well. It won't be the focus of what we are. We still maintain the online and esports type level of the show, but obviously, we'll still touch on supercars, F1. IndyCar's finished for the season, so you got MotoGP, those sorts of things. Yeah. So we'd like to incorporate some of that stuff as well in any future episodes.
Yeah.
Plus, any other feedback that anything you want to hear about as well. Let us know.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to touch on. So some of the things that we've got happening is we do have a website domain. It's kind of under a construction, but when you click on it, it links you back down to our YouTube page. So if you do go onto the web, as soon as you enter it in, it just takes you to our YouTube at the moment. But there'll be content in there, whether it be a write-up, whether it be the live show link of the next episode or the past episodes and things like that. What else have we done? Discord channel. So we've got that, and we'll expand on the Discord, down the track, whether that be, people being able to post in it and whatnot. Primarily, it will be for when we have special guests, which is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the special guests. I know that I know that we've got a few already listed, lined up, of people that we want to reach out to as a show. So that'll be good. Bobby Jovanovic, teammate, and one of your ex-teammates, Trent, what's the schedule like? So good question. The plan is to be a 3-weekly show. So try weekly, I guess, is that a try weekly? Every weekly, 3 weeks. Yeah. The way we thought about it was every 2 weeks it's too often, and then it's too time consuming for Trent and I, and it limits us in content to talk about, as an example. 4 weeks, you guys as viewers are going to be like, oh, didn't realize there was a show on. It's too far. And then there becomes too much content. So look, it could change. Who knows? We're adaptive. But we're looking at a 3-weekly plan. And obviously this is episode 1, and it was about learning about us and what we've got coming up. But yeah, so the future shows will be the content and have special guests come on board, like Trent said before, and we'll touch on things that are, good, bad, and the ugly within the sim racing world, and
you're a bit quiet apparently.
Oh,
yep.
We can't have that. Thanks for the feedback though.
Yep.
Let us know, is that better if you can? So yeah, we're going to be touching on content and speaking our own minds. So it's our own opinions. We're not influenced by anyone. We won't be influenced by people or sponsors or leagues or platforms and stuff like that. This is our own take on things, our own opinion. I think one of the things that I really like with Trent and I is we know for a fact that we have differing views.
I'm right and he's wrong.
we have differing views, and but sometimes we also have the views that are the same. So it's going to be interesting to get a different perspective from each of us. And
I have a question for you, Scott. I know we only have 2 of the original show's episodes.
We do.
Available. Are they available anywhere for people to potentially
go back and listen to?
Download and go back and listen to sort of the format of the show that we used to have, and maybe use them as a bit of a teaser for what potentially could be coming.
Yeah, I think we can definitely put them on the Facebook page. They are available on SoundCloud to listen to. It's not like a live show like this is. So, yeah, we can definitely post them up. Might kind of post them up, I don't know, end of the week or something like that, because this show will get posted up on there.
Yeah, just give a bit of an idea of the sort of the banter that we have and the style of show that we plan to
come up with.
Give, yeah, because like we've spoken about before, we're not like all serious and whatnot, but we're also we're not taking the piss here. Like, we want to try and do a good show that people can enjoy, but
yeah,
it's also not at the end of the world if one of us swears or one of us
doesn't agree with the other. Is that what you're trying to say, Trent?
Yeah. Basically. Like, if you can get your shit working properly,
my sound,
won't be having an issue. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
See, Tracy knows what she's talking about.
Cool, you guys was back in the day. Exactly. We were the cool kids on the block, Tracy. That's for sure.
We were.
Cool. So, I probably think that How long have we been in now? Oh, it's only been an hour.
An hour.
No,
Yeah,
we've got
about
plenty
an
of time, mate. It's fine. We don't need to finish now.
Past my bedtime.
Oh, toughen up, princess. And what are you talking about? It's only 6:30.
8:30 because I have a real time. Like yours is fake,
Mate,
like,
we are in line with world... Oh, did I just disconnect?
I can
No?
still hear you.
Okay.
No?
I am in line with real world leader countries. I'm pretty
Majority of
sure.
Australia.
I'm pretty sure that if anybody's, in the real world time, it's good old Perth, mate. Bobby would back me up on that one, even though he lives in Queensland now. He's true blood.
Well, actually, if you want
West
to put it that
Aussie.
way, I need to get up at 12:30 a.m. your time tomorrow morning
What for?
to go to work.
And it's only 6:30.
Therefore,
It's still only 6:30 though. So
Exactly.
I don't see what the problem is.
At most, if I fell asleep right now, I get 6 hours sleep.
Wow.
Yep. See.
Oh, I've broke me mic. That's what's happened. No, I
See,
didn't.
this is get some really.
No, it's back. It's okay. We're all good. Clip it back in.
Cool.
So one thing. So I'm looking forward to everything we're doing. I am, but we, as a chat show for the people, we're going to make sim racing great again, right? We're definitely making the iRace-ANZ Chat Show great again. Just got to get some caps done up. That'll be funny. Oh goodness, what's he asking? Which group
Do you think will bring the best Bathurst 1000 on iRacing this year?
What is it? What
As,
do you
as in hosted?
as in hosted Bathurst
hosted?
1000?
I assume that's what he means.
Yeah. Well, what groups do we have to choose from, Bobby? So I like the interaction. I like this. This is what it's
cool.
about. This is live. Like, give us the live questions. We'll answer it.
It was the one thing missing from our previous show. Like we had obviously the special guests on, but
We did.
that was only one person, not being able to interact with people.
Who do we have to choose from, though, Bobby? Like, you're saying which group? Who are we choosing from? Obviously, Scops is doing a 1000. I would say, I don't know if that Logitech G Pro series does one. I don't think they do. So I don't know who else is doing one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that Logitech's doing a you wouldn't be doing a 1000 on a Friday night, and I'm pretty sure their races are on a Friday night. Oh, there we go. ASR did one 2 weeks ago. Bit premature. Oh, do you know what? You know what we were going to point out? iRacing held the Bathurst 1000 special event, right, in the V8 supercar on what weekend? The AFL Grand Final weekend. Of all the weekends you could have chosen, why would you have chosen that weekend? That's just retarded, iRacing.
You're better off with the NRL one, because like I said to you the other day, like that's at least on a Sunday night. Like, so you've still got Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, potentially even Sunday afternoon before the game. Like, whereas the AFL Grand Final's bang right in the middle of Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Or
it sort of
run at the weekend after. Like I think the Daytona 24-hour iRacing special event either gets done the weekend prior or the weekend post.
Yeah, what Josh said.
Doing the Daytona 24 on the NFL weekend, Grand Final weekend, or whatever they call it, Super Bowl weekend, would be like what you've just done with the Bathurst 1000. Like, dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I
Yeah.
don't know what other scheduling they have for their special events, but yeah, it doesn't seem like the Bathurst 1000's always kind of been a bit stupid and a bit of an afterthought for iRacing, even from my memory back in the day. It was never really.
I think because primarily it's Australians that do it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas a Daytona 24 is so many people worldwide, whereas they just can't be bothered with the patience of driving the supercar because, let's be frank, it's still not the great, like it's a step up from what it used to be, I'll give it that, but man, it's still a pig to drive, realistically.
Well, even in real life, you can see like you get like good drivers jump in those cars and they're at the back of the grid. Like in real life, like they're obviously not an easy car to drive.
No,
at all.
No, undertired, overweight, no grip. What are the comments saying? Josh Harris. They also gave Australian servers 1-time slot and from memory 3-time slots on US servers.
And don't get Scotty started on safety cars in iRacing special events.
Well, it's just, why haven't they got one yet?
It's only been, like I said, we were talking about this stuff in 2016 when we did the original show.
10, 12 years ago, man. And it's, but we can get a guy that waves a flag and we can get trees that move, right? But we can't get a safety car in an iRacing special event. Because I guarantee you that will change special events forever. Forever.
It would. Because
it'll come down to strategy. Do we pit? Do we not? Like, there's going to open up. It's not just going to be a hot lapping competition anymore. Like, it just rings so many positives out, if you ask me. So many positives. Look at the comments. What's going on?
I'll keep up. Too many people watching.
Don't want to make them GT3, hence why I prefer painting the Gen 3 supercars. Yes. Bobby, yep, more strategy. Absolutely. I know it's coming, man, but like we said, we've been harping on about this for 12 years, 11, 12 years. Like, it can't be that difficult, and it doesn't need to be 100% perfect. You could release it 80% good and people would still be happy that you've at least got one out there.
They did a pre-programmed, like sort of the way I think Scott used to do, where they'd have a random safety car through the race. So it doesn't even necessarily need to be because of an accident or whatever, but if they just go run some sort of algorithm and go, right, at the start of the race, this is the chance of a safety car, this is how many there are, and just randomly throw them throughout the race. So that's even something that would be better than the current system. Because like you said, you're just hot lapping for 6 hours in the Bathurst race.
Yeah.
Or hot lapping for 24 hours in the Daytona or the Spa 24-hour race.
Well, I think the other thing, and that's exactly what you're doing though, right? It's a hot lapping competition. How fast can I go each lap around this track during my stint, right?
And there's no strategy. It's just you drive the car till it's run out of fuel and then you fill it up and you do the same thing. Rinse and repeat for 12 hours.
The only strategy you might get is, can I make the stint last an hour so I don't have to do that additional pit for for half a tank at the end? Right? That's the strategy. If you can make that first, if you're leaving the pit lane and it's clicking over 1 hour or 60 minutes at your first stint, and nobody else has done it, you'll win the race. Pretty much you'll win the race. So the other thing I was going to add though is there was the big debacle about Split 22, and Trent, I know that you've been away for a little bit. So Split 22 there was an iRacing.
The Spa race?
The Spa.
I've been away and I know about that.
Okay. So I don't know how, well, actually, iRacing, no one from iRacing got on and got rid of those people, right? They gave them bans post the race after social media and YouTube went crazy about it, right? So here's the thing. Why don't you have a band of people, like a pool of people, right, that are based around the world. So you've got different time zones, and you submit a protest. Now, your protest, you also need to, it's an automated system. So you can go into the system, into iRacing when you're in the sim, in the server, and go, you want to put a protest in. And it captures the last 5 laps of your race. And I'll get to the 5 laps in a sec. And it sends, you have to put in information, so your car number, what lap it was, and who was the other car involved, right? And submit. It goes to an inbox style thing into the pool of drivers, the pool of race control, right? And somebody picks it up and goes, okay, well, I'm looking after this one. They review the 5 laps, and I say 5 laps because you want to have, was there something that went on prior to that lap of the incident, right, that caused the incident in a retaliation sense, right? So people will just say to me, oh, well, they'll just wait until until it's post that, so that it doesn't have to include the previous incident. Well, guess what? You only get 1 lap post the incident lap to put your protest in. Because if the previous incident has occurred pre 5 laps prior than that, well, that's a long time to wait for a retaliation to happen. So anyway, that's not that. I think you're getting my idea, right? So you can put a protest form in. The person can then go, great, well, I know the server you're in because it's come through as your identifier. You're in this server, so I can access that server, and guess what? Boom, here's a drive-through penalty, and here is what it's for. Right? If you get too many of them, well, then you can get in. Somebody can actually now enter the server and go, do you know what? I've been watching this car for the last 10 laps. You're driving like an idiot. DQ. And you get removed from the server.
Yep.
And the reason I say, everyone harps on or goes on about why isn't there a live race control? Well, you know what? How could you have a live race control covering every single split in terms of the time zone, time the servers go up, and then every single server that goes in it? You can't. So, okay, create a protest system that people have to then send through a protest. Now, if you send through a protest for a bit of nose to tail bumping, you're going to get the warning for wasting race control's time, and you'll soon learn what's a legitimate protest to send through, right? Because sending through a bump and run is not, or a nose to tail is not worthy of the protest. But if you crash a car and they severely damaged, and now you've got like a black flag that's like 6 minutes of repairs or something, then why can't something like that have a protest system? They do it in real life motorsport, right? In real life motorsport, a team sends an email to race control and goes, we want A, B and C looked at, and here are the reasons why it contravenes these rules and regulations within your series. Go have a look at it. Oh yeah, I can go have a look at it. I've got all the TV coverage. Bang, bang, bang. Yep, that car's now getting a black flag, drive-through penalty, or whatever the penalty is, right? So surely the same thing can be done with a protest system within any platform, really.
Be a way to implement something, for sure.
Right? You just have to have the pool of drivers that are going to then look at it, which I'm sure that with all the subscription fees and all that kind of stuff that go on, you could have people sitting for 48 to 72 hours over a weekend, right? Because you'd run them through a pool. You wouldn't be there for like the full. You'd maybe do like a, 4 or 6 hour rotation of race control. So I'm pretty sure that you'd be able to do it. Be interesting to get our viewers' thoughts on something like that.
Cool.
Hmm.
All right. So that's an example of the type of thing that we're
That's good.
discussing in future episodes. Like I said, don't get Scotty started on safety cars. Especially
Do you know what, mate? I'm gonna bring it up in 3 weeks' time. You watch.
yeah, we will. I'm sure it'll be mentioned in many episodes in the future as well. So until iRacing do something about it. So iRacing, fucking do something about it already.
Yeah, I think if you were to go just ask everybody who does a special event, what's your biggest peeve? That'd be like, and I'm sure that a very high volume would be going, there's no safety cars, there's no strategy, it's just hot lapping.
I think it'd be safety cars and like for instances like what happened at Spa. Like there's no way of addressing those sorts of issues.
No,
if
that was a hosted event, that person would have got, mate.
They would have been DQ'd.
Yeah, drive-through penalty first, and then if it continues, right, you'd like have words with them, and then if it continued, you'd be like, see you later.
Goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So on that note, though, I think you're right, mate. You need to get to bed because you've got to get up pretty early, 12:30, like 6 hours.
Yep. Less than that now.
Yeah. So yeah, watch out for the next episode. Make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and send me alerts button on the old YouTube there.
Subscribe and like, and hit the bell, little bell icon,
the
whatever it
alerts.
is.
And we'll be back for episode number 2 in about 3 weeks' time, I reckon. We'll be definitely putting up some posts on our Facebook, so make sure you check them out. And we want to hear from you. Now, the last thing I'm going to touch on, and this is seriously the last thing I'm going to touch on, is we want your vote. We want viewer votes. We used to have a reasonably priced car on a racetrack, and we used to have our special guests come along and set a lap time. And some of them used to complain that it was a wet track or a muddy track, and we never used to have mud or wet weather back then. So that was kind of weird to hear. But now we do. We do have wet weather, and we can literally just set it for random weather. And so the vote is, and we'll post it up on Facebook, so make sure you head to our Facebook page, iRace-ANZ Chat Show. We'll put, we can put a link. I think we've got a link in our YouTube, but head on over to the Facebook page. We'll put a post up and the voting will be done. You won't choose the car or the track, but you're going to choose whether or not we should bring back our reasonably priced car at a racetrack. I personally would love to see it because I think it was some really good fun. And we do you know what? We may even be able to film the driver doing the hot lap live.
Yes. Because what we struggled with that last time, like we kept it all secret, so any of the special guests,
we did.
Nobody knew the track, nobody knew the car. They just rocked up on the night, and then they introduced it at the start of the episode. And then they went off and did their lap and came back later on.
So we might not televise it then.
Yeah, so we'll have to find a way to.
Well, give it away. We just might have to just do the times, keep it secret. Although I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that'll spread the word. Josh Harris reckons the Solstice at Oran Park. Do you know what? I can't even remember what car it was nor what track. Was it at Oran Park?
I think it was Oran Park. Where did we use?
I can't remember the car.
I know the car was the MX-5.
Oh, was it?
It was the MX-5. I can't remember the track.
Well, whatever it is, it's going to be a free track and a free car.
Yeah, that's
for sure. That's definite. It'll be a fixed setup, so you won't have to worry about that. We will build the setup. We're not going to tell you what one it is. And we don't want feedback on how crap the setup is or not.
We could probably do that, actually. So we could still televise it like Josh has said. We televise it, but we'll just put some janky ass setup in the car so that people can't practice it. Because it'll be some weird setup and some weird characteristic of the car that they'll just have to get used to at the time. I don't know. Something like that.
I'm down with that. Maybe 2 or 3 laps of practice, and you get
how about
two laps at setting 2 laps at setting a time.
Yeah.
Like a qualifying mode. Yep. So look out on the socials for that one. We'll put a post up. We want to hear from you guys. And the other thing we want to hear from is tell us what you want. Tell us what you want on the show.
Yep.
This is as much a fan interaction and doing what you guys kind of, in terms of content, want to see and want to know about. And, yeah, man, we'll do our best to bring it to you guys as best we can.
That's it.
Beautiful.
This is your show run by us.
Yeah. Within reason, of course.
I don't know. Some fucking shit. I don't know.
I like it. All right,
cool,
man. Good show. We'll be in contact over the coming weeks because we'll have to work out a proper schedule for the next ones, I think.
I think we'll actually try and put a little bit more. Well, we'll need to anyway. Like, we've got to get
some results
content,
on that kind
basically.
of stuff.
Yeah. This episode was purely just going to be, hi, I'm Trent. Hi, that's Scott.
This is our content.
Yeah, this is us.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for further shenanigans. So
absolutely,
I think we've achieved that tonight. Obviously, touch base on a few other actual things as well, which we'll continue these sorts of discussions moving forward in future episodes.
That's it. Beautiful. All right, mate. Good show. Have a good
Thank
rest
you
of the night.
for,
thanks to the viewers for
watching,
chiming in, listening, being active in the chat. I love it. That's what we want to see. Oh, and spread the word. Spread the word. Share the love. And, get everybody coming over and having a watch and a listen. And that'll be all from us. Thanks all again. Until next time.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Scott. See you later.
Thanks, buddy.